What's going on YouTube? So I'm getting a lot of questions about this computer I have here, this gaming computer that I set up for emulation and Steam games and everything. So I'm going to try to just make this one video which covers everything, the specs of this PC and everything that's on it. So I'm going to have all the links of all the parts that I purchased from Amazon to put this PC together. It is a processor is basically an AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. The motherboard is a Gigabyte B650 Gaming X AX. The main hard drive is a 1 terabyte SSD, and that's a Samsung 980 Pro. The memory is just a T Group T4's Delta DDR 32 gigabytes. The video card, this is where I didn't know anything about video cards, gaming video cards. So I did a lot of research, and I thought this was pretty decent based off of the reviews. So this is a 4060 Ti. It's basically made by Gigabyte, and it's a GVN 406T. For hard drives, I have 320 terabytes. I have a 1 terabyte, 120 terabyte, which, so basically I have a 1 terabyte SSD, that's for the OS and any drivers. Then I have 3 20 terabyte drives. One of them is for the Kinhank and the Retrobeast. I merged both of the drives together. I'll show you in a bit. And then I have 2 20 terabyte drives merged into one drive, so you see them as a 40 terabyte. So all the specs on the PC are down below. Let me just get the mouse. So let me open up, open up my PC. So this is the SSD drive. It's 1 terabyte. It's only got Windows and whatever little drivers are installed. The D drive is basically where I have my Kinhank 12 terabyte and my Retrobeast 2 terabyte merger. So I put them both in there. I just linked them up. The E drive is my 220 terabyte drive, so it's 40 merged into one. And in here I have my PC games and my Steam games. And then I have another 8 terabyte drive here, which is basically for backups. The only thing I back up is I have some games from here and some ROMs backed up to here. All the Steam stuff I don't need to back up. This is just a Google Drive, and then this is a network drive. This is mainly where I download all my stuff, and then from here I connect and I upload them to this machine. Alright, so let me open up the Hyperspin attraction. Let me put the volume down. Oh, yeah. Let me see how to do this. Alright. Had to mute the volume down. Alright, so let me work my way up so you can see any additions I might have done to the system. So let me go down the list. Let's see if I can find them. Okay, so for the Atari Jaguar CD, I think it only had like 6 or 7 games, so I added the rest of them in there. So now I believe I've got the complete collection of Jaguar CD games. Another thing I added is, if I can find it, I added this, the Casio PV2000, and it actually was in there. The folder was in there, the ROMs was in there, all the art, the videos, so everything was in there. All you had to do was activate it. Just add the line to the main file, which stores all this. What else did I add? I added a link to Epic Games, so I just click this, it triggers the application, so I can see any games that I've downloaded from them. I created a link for Fightcade, so I'll just click on it, it'll trigger off Fightcade, and then from there I can just play any games with my friends. Added GeForce Experience. It's just another way of triggering games, so that's in there. Added Google Chrome, just because my daughter likes to get on YouTube every now and then while she's playing this, so she'll exit the game and she'll want to get on the internet, so I just created this short link for her. Most of my games are triggered from, I have 3 front ends, 3 or 4 front ends, so I added all the front ends to this, that way this one front end can trigger everything I need. So I've got Launchbox as well, so I'll click this, it'll trigger Launchbox, and in Launchbox I have PS3 games and some other stuff. So now if we go to the Xbox section, alright, so I added the CMU emulator. So for some games that are missing from here, I can access them here instead of having to put them in here, update the ROM list, download the snap art, the logo art, and it just takes too long if it's a lot of games, so this is just the easy way out. So I did the emulator. 360, the same thing, not the complete collection of 360 games, however in here there is a complete collection. So this is the Xenia emulator. I added Xbox Live, so this allows me to access my Xbox Live games. So this just opens up Xenia, so if I click on it, it'll just open this black box, and then I still have to go here and I can start up any one of my Xbox Live games, or I can just start up my Xbox games from here, my 360 games. I created a Xbox One section. I'm not too big into Xbox One. I do have one. I think I had about 7 games, so I just wanted all the games that I do have on here, and these are PC versions. So if I click on that, these are all the PC versions of the games that I do have for my Xbox One. Xbox Series S, another small library, once again PC games, PC versions of Xbox Series S or X games. So this is just what I have so far: RoboCop, Cyberpunk, Forza 5. Let's see what else we got. I don't think there's anything under N. This is for the 3DS, so I've got the Nintendo 3DS here, and then I've also got Lime 3DS here, with more games than originally came in here, so I can access the emulator. For, I think it was 3DS or 2DS, I made a video previously that you can edit a file, and you can edit the ROM extension, and it'll give you like another 200 games, which are actually on the Kinhank drive just sitting there, but you won't be able to access them until you edit that file. So feel free to check that video out. It'll give you another 200, I think it's 2DS or 3DS games. I updated the Dolphin emulator. So while updating the emulator, you also have to update the module, or else it's going to open up in the background, or Rocket Launcher is going to give you an error. So I updated that. The Nintendo Switch, I don't even bother with this section here. I added my own Ryojinx here. and that just opens up the Retrobeast emulator, and then from there I can choose whatever game I want from the front end. The Nintendo Wii is the Dolphin emulator used for GameCube as well, so that was updated. The module was updated, everything works well. I've also updated the games in here. I added a ton of more games. I added all the, let's see if I can find them real quick, all the Just Dance games, all the Guitar Hero games, a bunch of other platform games that were missing and that my daughter or I like to play together. Same thing for the Wii U. I updated the emulator, and I also added a ton of ROMs which were missing. What else? Someone had mentioned that they were getting errors on the pinball games. I've accessed all of these 3 sections, and I've played some of the games from within there and have had no issues. So if you're having issues with the pinball games, just make sure you install all the files that came with the drive. If you don't want to install them because you're afraid of you know, some ransomware or some spyware, just Google for the files and just download them from Microsoft's website. So I added access to my Plex server. There's an update. Alright, so basically this will just start up my Plex server, and I have access to all my movies and TV files. Let me just close it. I think it opened up. Okay, it opens up. So there you go. So I have access to all my movies, all my TV shows. So I added that. I added Real Links, which is basically my home camera system. So I click that, it'll start up my cameras, and I can view all my cameras. Let's see what else. Okay, so I added Retrobat, which is another front end that I do use. So I put that in there. Not as much, but I do use it every now and then, so I put that in there. Retrobeast, it's the awesome Lightgun drive made by Chris Cool Mods. It is a 2 terabyte drive, which I merged into this 20 terabyte D drive with the Kinhank 12 terabyte drive. So click that, it triggers off the other emulator, and there you go, the other front end, and you have access to all the gun games from here. Let's see what else. Under Sega Dreamcast, I added a Redream. So this emulator, I forgot what this uses. I think it uses I forgot the name of it, but it uses another emulator. So I don't want to change the emulator, risk it not working or having to update the module, having to search for the module. So I just added Redream here. I just click that, it starts up the Redream emulator, and I have access to all my games in HD. Alright, so let me close this. I don't think I did anything else with Sega. Neo Geo, I updated just the visuals here. I changed this out. I don't think this was the original one that came with it. I made some changes to this. I don't recall if it was the front end or... Actually, I did this too, I remember that. So I changed this out. Just get out of there. Let's see what else. Under Sony, I added a Duck Station here, just so I can have access to some games that are not in here. So I don't have to add them all manually. I have some Japanese games which are also not on this Japanese folder. Let's see what else. PlayStation 2, I added a PCSX2. So I'll just click on that. That triggers off the emulator. I have access to the games that way. PS3, I added, what is this called? RPCS3, the PlayStation 3 emulator. So I can access more games that are actually on the Kinhank drive, which are only 23. In here I pretty much have the complete library, or somewhat complete. I skipped out on some of the sports games. PlayStation Network, it basically starts the same emulator, this emulator here, but it's a different. So this one starts off the emulator with all the games. This one starts off the emulator with just the PSN, the PlayStation Store games. So if I click on that, there you go. So new version, nope, don't want to update. So see, these are some of the games that I have up installed for now. What else? PS Vita, click on that. I've got all my PS Vita games in there. Also added the emulator Vita 3K, so I can access them through here. This one starts up Launchbox, actually, not the emulator. So it starts off Launchbox, and then from there I can trigger any Vita game, which is played through Vita 3K. What else do we got? Steam. I'll click on that. It'll start up Steam. Just trying to get to some, let me see. Technoparrot. I added a bunch of Technoparrot games which were not included. Some of them were actually in there and they just didn't add them to the ROM list. So I added them in there. I just had to configure them for the controller for X input and just map the buttons. Everything works. What else did I add? I think that's, oh, and Virtual DJ. So I added that. Every now and then I like to mess with my turntable, so I wanted everything triggered from one interface. So that's basically everything I've done to this. Let me get out of here. Alright, let me just show you quickly the hardware. Alright, so this is the 12 terabyte Kinhank drive. That's the 2 terabyte Retrobeast, sold by Chris Cool Mods. And then these are the Lightguns Retro Shooter kit for the Lightgun, the 2 terabyte drives. Basically, this has everything from Nintendo, Dreamcast, Saturn, PlayStation 2, 1, the PlayStation 3, PC games. Every Lightgun you can think of, every Lightgun game is pretty much on here, and he's got it set up so it works off of these guns. Pretty cool. I think it was about $230. Comes with the 2 guns. It comes with a little device in there, like a little mini PC, but I don't even bother with that. And then it comes with the foot pedals. Here is the hub for the guns. So I've only got gun 1 plugged in. I don't have gun 2 plugged in. And then a switch here to turn the guns on. Oh, that actually started up something. So close that, and then these are the sensors. So you've got 4 all around the TV. What else? So basically, I have a little hub here. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I have a little hub. So this, I'm not even sure. Oh, this is the power for the guns. This one here is basically for the Maytag. So I think it's called Maytag or May something. What is that called? May Flash bar. So the May Flash bar, it allows me to play my my Wii games with the Wiimotes. So this is basically what I use for my regular games, and then any Wii games, I'll use these for myself and my daughter. So this bar is excellent. Just set it to mode 4. For some reason, when I leave it on, it interferes with the joystick, so I'll turn it off if I'm not using the Wii. Because if I keep it on, then it interferes with this. Doesn't allow me to use this on the wheel of the Hyperspin. Also, I've got this one here, which basically runs all along here and to this arcade machine. And what I did was I split the HDMI signal, so I've got a same exact replicated display on one to here. And then when I trigger that button, that allows me to use this as opposed to the controllers over there. So this is an X Arcade. I purchased a X input board and just mapped it out, and it works great. So basically that'll be controller 1. If I trigger the button, then this will be 2 and 3, but then this is always the left side of the fighter. This will be the right side, so it works amazing. I think that's pretty much it. This is the computer here. It's an older case. This is the case I had originally picked up when I built my Plex server, but then my Plex server outgrew it. That's my Plex server over there. I've got my Guitar Hero guitar over there. I was testing it out with the Wii games. Works great. So I had this spare case just laying around. I decided to use it for my my gaming PC. So nothing fancy as far as the case. The specs are pretty cool. So yeah, all the specs, all the details about the PC are in the description. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask.